Now, that isn't an invalid argument. He hasn't shown it to be invalid. That's a logically valid argument. The problem is that his first premise is just false. It's not true that everything that has sentience has a cause. I would say that God has no cause. God is sentient. So I would simply say the first premise is false.
Dr. William Lane Craig responded to my syllogistic argument from Sentience that was a part of my irrefutable refutation of the Kalam video. And I must say, Dr. Craig, that I was appalled at the elementary logical and philosophic mistakes you made. First, you fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of that syllogism. The syllogism was never meant to reveal any invalidity in such argumentation. Why you thought I wanted to show that to be a logically invalid argument, I can't begin to fathom. The purpose of the syllogism is that it reveals a logical contradiction with God's conceived attributes that thus disproves God. The syllogism provides a logical inference to the fact that God, since he is conceptually defined as possessing sentience, would require a cause, consistent with reality, since all reality confirms that all entities that are sentient are contingent. Of course, this then logically grounds a contradiction, since God is supposed to be uncaused and non-contingent. The second blunder you made in responding to my argument, Dr. Craig, was just appalling in that you committed an elementary blunder that only the most unseasoned philosophical neophytes should commit, which is to use what's in question to prove what's in question, or to validate it. When arguing against my first premise, you used what's in question, which is God, as a counterexample against premise 1. This is as egregiously fallacious as Beach Ties 24 coming up to me and saying that she knows ghosts exist because she saw one in her room last night. And I ask her what evidence she has that spiritual beings can exist. And to substantiate her claim, she uses the ghost she saw in her room last night, which is obviously blatant question begging, as you can't use what's in question to prove what's in question. Dr. Craig, atheists have very good ground and logical warrant for rejecting the God hypothesis as invalid and logically incoherent, unless you can articulate sound and logical reasons why and how sentience can occur acausally, when all of reality confirms otherwise. Until you do this, the Kalam remains refuted, and the atheist stands on very firm logical ground in its rejection of God and the supernatural.